If you have watched any of the WWDC 2025 videos from Apple, you have probably seen this beautiful shape morphing animation. If you want to know how to build this yourself in SwiftUI, just stick around and let's build it using Liquid Glass and PhaseAnimator. I will go to the project navigator and create a new file. I will control-click this folder and select the option New File from Template. I will leave the option here as a SwiftUI view and click Next. Let's call it Liquid Glass PhaseAnimator and create it. First, it will be great if we can show the effect on a beautiful background. So let's control-click this guy and embed it in a Z-stack. Then I will remove the text and add an image. I have this image in my assets library. So if I go to the assets library, you have noticed here that is the same image. Next, in front of the image, inside the Z-stack, let's put an H-stack and add two buttons. So I will add a button here. Also on the right side of this button, I will add another one and change the symbol to eraser.fill. Let's style the H-stack container with these two modifiers. So by applying the tint modifier, we change the color of the symbols. We also change the font size of the buttons. To create the effect, we need to apply the glass effect modifier to each of the buttons. So over here, I will add glass effect and copy that onto the next one. So we now have our beautiful buttons. You have noticed we see the background through the buttons. To see the background more through the buttons, we can call the clear property. You have noticed for the left button, we see the background more through it. Let's also add it here. So we have now beautifully designed our buttons. Let's go to the next. First, we want to add the animation. So we embed the H-stack inside PhaseAnimator view. In SwiftUI, you can animate with PhaseAnimator view by specifying some steps. Inside the parentheses, I will specify the steps as an array. So I'll put false and true conditions. Then inside the PhaseAnimator closure, we need to specify the animation variable. Let's call it Morph. Since we have the two buttons inside the PhaseAnimator view, we can move each of the buttons with an offset or use the spacing of the H-stack. So using the spacing parameter, we now superpose the right button on the left button with face animation. Using the animation variable we define here and specifying a true value and a false value for the ternary conditional operation. So we now have the animation, but we don't have the morphing effect you saw in the beginning of the video. To create the seamless shape morphing effect, there is one more thing we should do. We embed the PhaseAnimator inside a glass effect container. New in SwiftUI and iOS 26, if you place two or more liquid glass views inside glass effect container, the container automatically combines them into one to create a fluid morphing effect using a spacing parameter. So in order to see the effect, we need to add spacing here. For this example, I will set it to 50. So we use spacing to customize the container to control how the liquid glass effect behind the views interact with one another. The larger the spacing value on the container, the sooner the glass effect on the views blend together seamlessly and merge into one during transition. We can also improve the effect by customizing the animation using the trailing animation closure for the PhaseAnimator. Let's select the PhaseAnimator container and add the trailing animation closure. So with this example, we use ease in out standard curve and set the duration to 2. And that creates this beautiful shape morphing transition between the two liquid glass buttons. Let's test the other ones and see. So these two use standard easing. This one is spring animation. We can also add a custom timing curve. I will leave it as the previous one with easing out and the duration of 2. To test this yourself in Xcode 26, check the link to the source code in the description of the video. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, just leave a comment and like the video. And thanks for watching.